Morning. So it is March 26th today, and this is part 2 of our math and design project. I'm assuming that everybody had a measuring tape when they did their assignment yesterday, and if you didn't have a measuring tape, then send me a note on direct message on Instagram or on Facebook, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So, assuming everyone used a measuring tape, I'm also assuming that you made some discoveries when you were measuring yesterday. So when you were going around the outside of your room, if you had been using centimeters, you would have had hundreds of centimeters. But if you had switched to using meters, you would have found that you had less because you didn't need as many because the unit was bigger. Units are very important in math. They're like the road map when you're driving a car. So if you don't know what the stop sign means, then you're going to go through the stop sign, and that's going to create a problem. Everybody has to have the same information. So units are important. Centimeters, kilometers, meters, those are the most common units in metric. If we're using imperial, then we're talking about inches and feet and hectares. Same thing though, we have to be consistent with the unit that we're using. So if we write down the number 10 and we don't put the unit, could be talking about 10 cars or 10 giraffes. But if we write down 10 meters or 10 centimeters, then everybody knows we're talking about measurement. So units are very important. And today is a math day. We're going to be looking at formulas. You're going to take the numbers that you measured yesterday and wrote down, and you're going to put them into these formulas. You're going to work with these formulas. And then tomorrow we'll do something with that information. So I'm going to hold up a piece of paper, and I'm going to hold it here long enough for you to take a screenshot of it. Okay? I'm going to just talk for a minute while I'm holding it up, and then if you take a screenshot, you can check it later. So we're going to be looking at perimeter, which is the P formula, area, which is the one in the middle, and volume, which is the one at the bottom. This is the standard format when we do formula work in measurement. So the way that I've written these is exactly the way that I want you to write yours, okay? So I also want you to notice that when we're doing perimeter, we're using straight lines to measure. So the unit is just meters or centimeters or kilometers, depending on how big the space is that we are measuring. Area is using flat squares, and the indicator for that is a little 2 after the centimeter or meter, or again, whatever unit you're using. But you have to put that in. So I want you to really do the same thing with your numbers as I have here, okay? And the last one is volume, and that is using cubes in order to figure out how much space something is taking up. How much space is your desk taking up? How much space is your side table taking up? But the area would be the space on top of your desk or the carpet on the floor. So I want you to notice that every time I wrote a number, I put the unit beside it, and I want you to get into the habit of doing that, okay? So what I want you to do today is I want you to take your numbers, and I want you to make as many that you have of perimeter or area or volume, and I want you to try to figure out which one they go into, and then write all your numbers down. Then we'll talk about what you're going to do with those tomorrow. As well, we're going to look at starting to memorize our times tables, because sure, you're going to have calculators when you're doing this, but there's a lot of times when knowing your times tables makes math so much easier, and math being easy is always a good thing. So let's take some time, now that we have time at home, to really practice some of these timetables. Today, let's work on number 7. So what I'd like you to do is write them out. 7 times 1 equals 7, 7 times 2 equals 14, 7 times 3 equals 21, all the way down to 12. And then hand it to somebody else in your house and get them to ask you. Don't hesitate too long when you're asking. If they don't have the answer, give it to them and then go to the next one. Whatever ones you get wrong, you want to look at those again, write them out again until you have that 7 completely memorized. We're going to do a different one every other day. As well, try to find a book. If you don't have any in the house or you've read them all, then go online. There's a lot, Apple Books or the eBooks. Kobo has them. You can even find things to read on just right online. There's magazine articles you can read, anything at all. But take at least 20 minutes and do some reading today. Okay? So we will see you back again tomorrow for part 3. Good luck. Bye.